problem that is leading or certainly contributing to making all the other problems worse. You can't solve the housing problem if you keep increasing demand. And most of the calls we get as councillors are for housing, but there simply is no housing. The councils stopped building their own housing 30 years ago. And of course, powers were taken away from the councils by central government, and councils around this country actually have no power. We
have. I was looking at this recently. We have one of the most concentrated distribution of money in Ireland from the national government versus local government. I think it's about 90% national and 10% local, which is not the experience in mainstream.
If you look at when we were supposed to be poor and stupid, when we didn't all go to college, we were able to build housing estates right around this country: Finglas, Cabra, Ballymun, East Wall. All since the Free State was created. We created businesses like DSB. Now we can't even build a hospital. We had taken all of these infrastructural projects and handed them over to the private sector when the state should be doing them. And the profit motive goes and the thing actually gets done. But
in the social housing programs that were built in the past, the local governments get state funding like a bank. But then they contracted with local builders to do the work because they just don't have they don't have the labour talent, full-time salaried employees. But I mean, do you think that in any way, shape or form, because, local governments, they're out of that game for 30 years, you point out. They don't have the management experience or resources to manage building. And how would you go? And you're correct to point out the problem with the National Children's Hospital, by the way, which I campaigned against with the Jack and Jill Children's Foundation. It should never have been put where it was put. That's another scandal. And we can see the fallout from that now. But how would you deal with getting the skill and resources and talent into local government to manage much greater responsibility in terms of delivering social housing?
Well, you employ them and you take them in from presumably now the private sector.